if you can't pay £10,000 for my daughter, you can't marry her. Let's talk about it in today's episode.
Now I know love you love.
Welcome back to another episode of the Husband and Life podcast, where we talk about love, relationships, and today we're talking about money.
Ching, ching, getting paid over her.
Money, but not in the way that you think. We're talking about a cultural, traditional situation when it comes to marriage, when it comes to two households coming together as one.
This one.
We're talking about the bride price.
What's the bride price?
Okay, now a lot of people don't know about the bride price, unless you're like, African heritage, Asian heritage as well.
The same? Yeah.
We believe in the tradition of paying towards your in-laws, paying towards your community in order to be able to marry our daughter. Okay, that's what we believe.
So essentially, you pay money to the parents or grandparents, who are the elders, to say, thank you so much for raising your fine daughter. I am going to take over now and welcome her into my family, essentially. And I appreciate the work that you have done.
Exactly.
But I've got it now.
I got it, just to show that I'm respectful. I respect the investment that you made into your daughter, making sure she's educated, making sure she's well-mannered, making sure that she can cook, clean, all the things. And also be able to raise our children, because her mindset is where it's supposed to be. So thank you for investing in your daughter, raising her well.
Yes.
And this is my token of gratitude.
I see.
That's essentially what a bride price is.
Okay.
So a lot of people don't know about the bride price. And that's why we have this dilemma today. Because people are not educated enough about the bride price. So let's read the dilemma that we got today from one of our listeners. And it says, "Hi, Husband and Life.
Hello.
I'm Nigerian, and in my culture, bride price is a symbol of respect, not a transaction.
Oh.
My family requested £10,000, not just money, but gifts, clothes, wine, all the traditional rights, which is normal. Sometimes you have a goat, all sorts of things.
So is it £10,000?
Including in everything.
Oh, as a total?
As a total,
okay,
yes.
Not 10,000 plus gifts?
No. It's all together. It should accumulate to 10,000.
Understood.
Okay. When I told my fiancé, he said that sounds like a scam.
Like a what?
These people be listening to these things.
So he's already stereotyping your Nigerian heritage.
He's already in trouble.
All right.
And later he said, "I'm not buying you." Oh dear.
Oh
dearie. So now I'm scared. I love him, but I feel like he doesn't love or respect where I come from. Am I asking too much, or is he not ready to marry into my world? What should I do? Over to you, Beth. Let us know.
See, I think the biggest issue here is you haven't clarified to your husband-to-be your culture. You haven't explained to him, my great-great-great-great-great-grandmother and the mother above that.
All the
ancestors. They have had to go through this. The reason you've had to go through this is to show the things we just said, to show respect, to say thank you for such a great job that you've done with your daughter. It's deeper than money. It's about honor. It's almost about identity, and showing that you really appreciate this gift. That
she's a blessing.
See, the blessing that's been put upon you. But whether to say he's ready to not marry or not, maybe he is ready, but he just feels maybe I don't fully understand like what is really going on.
Yeah, I think he needs clarification.
Yes.
Right? He needs, and really it's your job to educate him or show him where he can get the knowledge, the wisdom, because really essentially we're talking about tradition, and it's been going on for centuries. It's not something that just happened and we decided that we want £10,000. It's a case of, like you said, ancestors have been going through this years after years after years, where if you want to marry someone in our family that's female, you must bring your bride price. You have to.
Bride price.
And it's not a case of it's a scam. What the hell? What the helly? That's all I can say about that.
What the helly?
It's about honoring your in-laws, it's about honoring the tradition that's been going on for years.
Mm.
It's also about showing that you care about those traditions. Maybe you don't understand them, but you can get that clarification, you can get that knowledge, you can get that understanding through your partner, through your in-laws as well. You know, sit down and understand and speak with them. Understand that this is not just about the money, it goes way beyond that. And understanding that you have raised an amazing daughter, so therefore I'm here to take over, continue to continue her life in an amazing way, and to be able to show you that I'm ready and I'm standing up to do this. Here is my gift to you. That's truly what it is, because that's what it is. It's a gift.
So let's flip it for a second, okay? But before that flip happens, the first thing, like I said, needs to be clear. It needs to be clarified, the reason why this is happening. It's too late now for you to clarify why this is happening, because now he's thinking, this is not a thing. What is this? This is new to me. This is new information.
New information.
We've been dating for
Yes.
years,
Yes,
and I haven't received this. What are you talking about? You didn't prepare him.
Wasn't prepared
for this. So now the shock is like, yo, what?
Yes.
10,000?
Yes.
So it's a whole shock, because you'll be thinking, yo, babe, I think we should start building something. The 10,000, we can buy a house, we can do all these things. But let's not get, if we were to flip it, what if there was no gifts, or you asked for nothing and there was nothing given? Zero money, zero gifts. Traditionally, how will your aunties react in that situation?
Oh gosh, the aunties.
You know, the aunties, they be like, oh, this is what you do, huh?
Who is this one?
This is you, yeah?
Who did you bring to us? Who's this guy?
Oh, because you didn't,
with empty hands.
Oh, because you didn't prepare him.
Oh my goodness.
Because you didn't communicate to him the importance of the bride price. Some call it dowry and all of this. The importance of that.
Dowry is important, you know. It's all about culture, and it matters. Culture really matters. It's important to know that you are marrying a Nigerian woman, and there's going to be a cross-cultural marriage. Okay, we're going to be combining our belief systems. You know, we're going to be combining our values, our morals. Yeah. Everything is going to be combined together. So it's really important to understand that. And like you said, she should have prepped. You should have prepped. Okay, all the years that you were together, or months, whatever it is that you were together, and you were talking about your future and where you see this going, this relationship going, you should have given them a heads up. Yeah. FYI, hun. Yeah. When we decide to get married, when you propose, first of all, you're going to have to ask for permission. And second of all, you're going to have to pay a bride price. I don't know what the price is going to be. I don't know how much it's going to be. My parents will decide. But I'm just letting you know. In fact, if we're going to be moving forward together, let's start putting some money together to the side. You know, let's start looking at your finances. Yeah. So you can start putting some money to the side for when it is time for us to really do this and be serious about this. That's really what should have happened. The fact that you're telling him now that he wants to marry you, is why it's such a shock to him. It's why he's ill prepared. It's why he's upset. It's why, because if he had known beforehand, he could have got his mindset ready. He would have done some research if he wanted to. He could have talked to your parents about it beforehand, just to figure out, like, get the feels out. What do I need to do? Papa, what do I need to do? You know? And then he would have prepared himself and got himself in place to do this. So I think that you can't be too upset with him for being the way he is. The wording that he's used is probably, I would say, unacceptable. Scam. But that's because you didn't prepare him.
So the words he's used, those words are based on him feeling like, what is this?
Do you love travel and do you love money? Now we have been able to combine the two things that we love the most, which is travel and money. And here we are living the lifestyle that we've always dreamed about. We are no longer worrying about our annual leave because we are not 9-to-5ers and we're not living paycheck to paycheck. You can monetize travel to help you live the lifestyle that you want, travel the world, and help other people understand how they can travel the world too. We help our clients to book the most amazing holidays, just like this one that we're on at the moment. And we want to help other people also live this lifestyle. So if you're interested, please do send us a message and we will give you all the information that you want. Making travel pay, that's what we do.
I think the reason it feels like an ambush. Yes.
Give me 10K.
That's literally, it feels like an ambush. Out of nowhere, we get married, we're engaged, all of this, and then out of nowhere, yo, 10 bands. 10 bands.
Man,
Yeah,
rubber bands.
Rubber bands.
Rubber
You're like,
bands.
what? What kind of... And because you got to understand, people have traditions and culture all the time. Because context is everything, yes. The thing is, my guy has been raised completely different and probably westernized way to you. So anything like this, it sounds like, yo, let me run that, let me get that, let me hold something.
Let me hold something in my hand.
And that goes against all your survival instincts that have got you to this point.
Mm.
But all of this could have been avoided by using terms, very simple terms.
Mm.
Like in a traditional marriage, there's certain things that are expected. Okay?
Mm.
A cultural bride price customs, like what is required, what is necessary, what is the step. Then there's a Nigerian wedding, which is what this will be. There's certain things that need to be happening before that goes forward.
Mm.
But you didn't say that to him. You didn't. So he wasn't none the wiser.
Mm.
So then when it just comes, I can understand the resistance, because the resistance is warranted just because, like I said, it feels like an ambush. Like, yo, by the way, I need 10,000 from you.
Mm.
Someone goes like, what do you mean? Well, 10 grand, that feels like you're taking the food out of my mouth.
Yes, I had plans for that 10K.
I had plans for that 10K. Now I just got to give it.
No, what? Now what?
If you had told me, I could have planned. I could have foreseen what was going to happen. You know, we're not saying you're supposed to trade tradition and change your values, cultural values, with your family values, with your expectations, which are rooted in culture. No. It just needs to be made clear.
Mm-hmm.
So when it jumps out the window, my guy's just like, yo, what? And I know scam sounds hard and prejudice and all of the above.
Uneducated.
That
word is very uneducated.
But this is how he feels. And you can't blame people to feel how they feel when you hit them with some stuff they know no idea
with a right
about.
hook.
You know what I mean? He's like, what is what? This guy's been living in my house rent-free for the last 3 years. What do you mean?
Oh,
If you had told me, I would have saved the money.
Mm-hmm.
I would have put the money aside.
Mm-hmm.
I would have paid in installments. I would have got you ready. So by the time the wedding comes, I should have cleared it.
I've got everything ready. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah, because you didn't just decide that you were going to get married. You would have had these conversations about marriage. So it was your duty.
Yes.
Your duty to keep him educated about your culture, because you would have been going to functions, seeing family members, meeting cousins, aunties, uncles, all the things, eating the jollof. Okay, so it's important to.
And none of these aunties would have said nothing. None of these uncles.
Nobody said nothing because they probably assumed that he knew, because they assumed that you told him. You know, they assumed that he knew. Why do I need to tell somebody? If you're dating my daughter should tell you what is required. So it's really important to understand that, because there's a cross-cultural marriage happening, that you make it really clear what is expected.
Yes.
What are the expectations of your husband? Because it's not just going to be about bride prices. When you have children, there's going to be something else, you know?
Because this will lead into, because if you have this conversation early, it will lead in you understanding if there's actually what's what I'm looking for?
Conflict?
No, compatibility.
Compatibility.
If you guys are actually going to work together. Because
we're going to clash every time something comes up. Like the kids, like I said, when there's children, there's certain things we do when we have children.
And this could have been avoided by communication.
Communication, you always say communication. Every time. Communication is so important. And it's the one thing that couples lack.
And they wonder why.
And then they wonder why things break down. And I think it's so important to, firstly, I don't think he's in the wrong. I think that he's
defending himself. His back is against
he's in defense mode at the moment. He's like, yo. So he's not in the wrong. I think that what really needs to happen, sis, is that you need to explain to your husband to be what the expectations are and explain to him why. Let him know exactly why this money is required in order for you guys to move forward.
And you made him look crazy in front of your parents.
He doesn't know anything.
He doesn't know nothing about this.
They're thinking, what? You didn't ask? You didn't ask your wife.
So now my guy he's already upset. He's annoyed because you're like, why didn't you tell me? You made me look like an idiot. Yeah. So that's why he's projecting. He's upset. He's in his feelings. He's in his feelings.
He's in his feelings, and he has every right to be. If you didn't prepare him, now if you did prepare him and he didn't listen, that's a different one, because that's possible too. That is possible that you told him everything, and then now he's just like, I don't remember that conversation.
I don't think she told him.
You didn't tell me how much that was. She told him, but she didn't tell him how much it was.
Yeah.
Maybe it's that. That's a possibility. We weren't preparing for 10K. We were preparing for 1K. That's a possibility as well. Either way, you need to sit him down. Yeah. You need to explain to him the importance of what is being asked of him. It's not to scare him off. It's not for him to do the big I'm not paying that money. I'm not buying you, all of that. Is for him to understand the traditions that you have in your family that's been going on for centuries. And that if he wants to be part of your family, which is what marriage is, he's going to have to pay that bride price. If he doesn't want to pay the bride price, then we have to discuss how we're going to separate, because we can't move forward without it. My parents are nowhere going to let you marry me without that bride price. It's really important for my whole identity, our children, our future children, because if we have a daughter, she's going to have a bride price too, and it's still going to continue into, the generations to come. We have to keep that tradition going. So that's something that he needs to be explained so that he understands it. And so when he does have his daughter, he'll be sitting in the chair saying, I need 10K for my daughter. I paid 10K, you got to pay 10K too. That's it.
And Manda, listen. If you're thinking about marrying a girl, marrying your queen, learn what it takes to honor her kingdom. Learn where she's coming from. She's from good stock, yeah? Learn that. Ask her mom, ask her dad, build a relationship, have rapport. Understand, ask her questions. What is required? What is expected of me? Because marriage has evolved a lot, but certain things have stayed the same. Women go to work, make money. Men go to work, make money. Women stay at home. Men stay home now. So it's not just set in stone roles are just like gender specific like it once was. However, certain things are certain things. I took a survey the other day. The survey was, I can't remember what it said. The survey was like, what sex were you born? Not what the sex you became, what sex were you born with? So they want to know what it was when you were born, okay? So what I mean by that, certain things, if you're trying to get a girl, you speak to the parents and say, listen, I respect the work you've done with your child. She's now mine now. I've got this. To say thank you. I'm gonna run this back.
Here's this money in the envelope. Boom.
But there you go. We do crypto now.
Here's a goat.
Here
you go. This is what I have to do. You have to bring goats. You have to bring money. You have to bring gold.
Yeah.
People bring gold. People bring what we call kola nut. You bring a kola nut. You bring granite in the bottle. You bring food. Spices, essential things that people need every day. You bring fabrics, different pattern fabrics, kente cloth, all the things.
Yeah.
Just to say thank you. And you give it to your in-laws, you give it to the grandparents, you give it to the village, whatever village she's from, you will send that money back. They're going to use it. So.
Yeah.
Literally, people need to educate themselves on the bride price.
Absolutely.
If you're going to marry someone who's in that culture, who has that tradition, don't just be eating the jollof, bro. Don't just be sitting there enjoying assorted meat, eating the okra soup and the gari.
Bring me that.
Listen, you need to learn about the real traditions, the real parts of the culture, the history. Ask questions. Talk to your in-laws. What are they expecting from you as a son-in-law? Yeah, what do they want you to do to help look after their daughter, raise their grandchildren? Be part of their family. Find out. Are you willing to do it? Is the question.
Would you walk away from a relationship offer this bride price? Yeah,
that's the question you need to ask yourself. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to be with your girl?
Is 10K too much?
Is 10K too much for you? If you do know someone who's going through this, ladies, make sure you share this episode with them, because it's really important for them to know before they start walking down the aisle and talking about traditional weddings. Okay, it's really important to make sure you comment, like, and subscribe. And we will see you next week. Take care. Peace.
Love you for life.